Big ACLU conference in Princeton, New Jersey, so who better than to visit than Factor producer Jesse Waters? Were the ACLUers happy to see him? Roll the tape.
I'm thinking about joining the ACLU, so I want to know what you guys believe in.
Oh, I think you already are.
Do you support the war on terror?
That's a loaded question.
Do you think I'm cute, Private Powell? Do you think I'm funny?
Terrorism has become such a huge word that I'm not really sure what it means.
We can't just prosecute a war just because we wish to execute everyone who might do us harm.
Do you believe in the war on terror?
So I'm opposed to it. I think it's way too broad.
These ISIS members that are beheading Americans, what would you do with them?
Nothing.
We don't really have a position on the ISIS conflict.
How could you guys not have a position?
We're not a foreign policy organization.
You guys are fighting the war on Christmas harder than you're fighting the war on terror. Would you give these ISIS butchers civilian trials and give them lawyers?
I'd give them lawyers.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Why would we be bending over backwards to make things more comfortable for ISIS barbarians?
It's not about comfortable, it's about making sure they are ISIS barbarians.
You can't try a prisoner of war. What you can do with the prisoner of war is hold him until the war is over.
And you would release them when the war was over?
Yes.
Isn't that a little dangerous? Do you think that America deserves being attacked by terrorists?
How else are they going to get our attention?
What is the matter with all of you?
Do you think if we listened more to ISIS, then maybe some of the terrorism wouldn't be happening?
They've got their own very extreme agenda, but we have people in this country who have very extreme agendas, very fundamentalist Christians.
I don't know if that's a valid comparison.
Well, the people who were killed are just as dead.
Let's call off Operation One of Us is Crazy and go our separate ways.
A lot of illegal aliens are flooding into the United States. What should we do with them?
Let them in.
Do you believe in the border?
I believe that the border should be enforced. We are not an open borders organization.
But you lock your doors at home, right?
I do.
But you don't want the doors locked on our southern border?
Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching.
If someone's dealing meth, do you think they should go to prison for a long time?
It's a public health issue. We don't do ourselves much good by locking those individuals up for life.
I think punishment deters illegal behavior most of the time, but not always.
Now, if someone sold meth to one of your family members, wouldn't you want to see them locked up for a long time?
I don't believe that I should be in the position of judging that when it's one of my family members.
Come on, man.
Somebody selling a little meth on the corner? No, I don't think he needs to go to prison for a long time.
I think you're wrong about that, but I like you, so we're going to let that slide.
Thank you.
Do you think there should be any restrictions placed on abortion in this country?
No.
If a woman cannot care for a child, I challenge right-to-lifers to step up and adopt that child.
Do you support partial birth abortion?
Infanticide has been, a quiet but well-known thing.
But that doesn't make it right. You got into a little beef with Bill a few years ago. Have you recovered?
Has he recovered is the question.
If you're rooting for the terrorists to kill and maim Americans so Americans leave, then you are a despicable human being.
Anything you want to tell Bill?
That he should just loosen up on the show, and if he listened to us a little bit more, he'd have a few more of our members listening to him.
I'm not
All right, so just set up the professor, that
Yes.
clip. Why did I get so mad at him?
That was in the middle of the Iraq War, and he was saying it's okay to want America to lose in Iraq.
Right.
He said it was patriotic to dissent. And you were saying that's pretty crazy. If we lose, Americans die.
Right, and that was the connection. Now, from that, I don't know, 6 people, 7 people, the impression is that they're just...
Right. You don't want these people running things.
Right. But is that fair to the rest of the ACLU members? They have a lot of members. I mean, were those people representative of them?
Well, I think there are 50,000 ACLU members. I'm not so sure how radical these people are, but if you just look at the sample, they want to give lawyers to ISIS butchers.
Yes.
They want to release ISIS butchers after the war is over. One time I asked, do you think people should be locked up after they sell meth? What should we do with them? And the woman said, we should give them job training. This
But
is
the
crazy
worst,
stuff.
The worst was the infanticide lady.
Right.
Because, you know, she was basically saying, hey, it happens.
Right, it happens.
And so it's okay.
There's a gray area, and that's really
Right.
touchy. I didn't really know where to go with that one.
All right, the ACLU. You didn't get a membership, right?
No.
I hope.
Maybe in the mail.
You guys should put Waters on your mailing list so,
That's
give us
right.
something, so we can visit you again. You know, I'm sure they'd like to see you.
Right.
All right, back